Hello, my name is Kelly Ann and welcome to a new video, or welcome if you are new here. It's early since the last video, but I have too much to show you and too much to talk about. So I'm just gonna kind of dive right in. So I actually filmed a video on Tuesday covering everything from Sunday and Monday because it was a lot. And I was gonna kind of do a like vloggy style this week, filmed an update to add on to it, but then like it was like, oh, you don't have enough room. So I have too much to show you, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm redoing it because now things are further along. And yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, so I have some haul. I have some fabric haul this time. It's not cross stitch haul. I have a new cross stitch start, plus an update of Corgi Caboodle, plus an update on my temperature quilt, plus a really cool book that I want to talk to you about. So a lot of things. Let's start with fabric haul, because who doesn't want to see fabric haul, right? I mean, who doesn't want to see fabric? Okay, so this beautiful order came in on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. So there's a new line out by Pammy Jane. It kind of went under the radar, honestly. I saw like two of the prints and I was like, I need to know more about this. Or I saw one of the prints. But the shop that I was going to get some from only had the one print and she sold out before I could get any. So then I went to Etsy to try and figure out, what does the rest of this line even look like? And like, who has it? So the fabric that I saw was this one. And it's by Pammy Jane, who is, I think, out of Riley Blake. I'm pretty sure. No, Dear Stella. Just kidding. It's from, Dear Stella is a manufacturer, but Pammy Jane is who also created Kitty Litter, which is a colorful blender, and I've used it in a couple of things. But really cool blender fabric. I really, some of them have been retired. I really hope that it's not completely going away. If you like cats, it's just a unique blender. I don't have any laying around me. Yeah, I don't have any laying around me, but one day I'll show you. Anyways, so this is one of the prints. It's like this cat sleeping on the quilt. This is wrapped in thread. This little guy is actually sewing. This guy is sitting in a tin of cookies. That one is peeking its little head. So it's just really cute. And then you have just a machine on its own down here, with like quilt blocks. So very cute. So this is the pattern that made me go, I need to know more about this line. So it's by Pammy Jane and it's called Quilty Helpers. Okay. There's only one colorway. Several of the prints in the line, there's only one colorway of. Okay, only one. This one, only one. It's hilarious. The tomatoes with the heart pins, only one colorway. The dress form with all the different tools, like you have a rotary cutter, you have the swallows, you have scissors, you have pins, you have buttons, you have needles, you have thread, you have bobbins, seam rippers, pins, all the things. Bees. Actually bees. This one had, I think, 3 colorways. There's also some bows that are like measuring tape ribbons. I think there's like 2 colorways of that one. There's a fabric that's this color blue and has an orange tabby cat playing with a thing of thread. Actually, maybe the thread is blue and the background is a different color. I'm not sure. I want to say it's blue, but I could be wrong. There's a print of a bee with like a needle, and it has like some EPP type stuff on it. So I got, the smallest cut I could get was a 1/2 yard, and then these two I got yardage. So this, there's only one colorway of this. I thought this would be perfect for a bag lining. It's just so cute. So you have little tiny cat heads, little hearts, little cross stitch X's. You have zigzags, the needle with the thread going in and out. Very, very, very cute. And then the best print from the line, I think, is this one. And it's, I forget exactly what this print is called. It's like sewing puns or I don't know. It's really cute, but you have all kinds of stuff. Like, I practice stitchcraft, badass quilter, stitches be crazy, helper, cute as a button, itching to be stitching. So it has a little bit of everything. It has a little bit of cross stitch, has a little bit of quilting, has a little bit of like embroidery. It's very tattoo vibe, very Sailor Jerry. I really want a Sailor Jerry tattoo. And I keep on looking at some of like the cats with like the like 20s, 30s women. Really like it. But like tattoo, like writing. So yeah, skulls. And then you have seam ripper. So just, oh yeah, quilty AF. Just really fun stuff. So how to get this? I really want to make my Atlas zipper case with this, which I'm teaching that class again in May, and I'm teaching the Hemingway class again in April. So I need to start advertising that. Okay, so that was all from one shop. That came in. It could have come in on Monday, but I also want to say it was Tuesday. It doesn't really matter. It was one of the 2 days. All right. This one came in today. So I got some labels. These are brand new labels. They are bigger than I thought they were going to be. So these are by Katie Cupcake. And this one says, I get shit done. And there's scissors on the back. So these fabrics were from Plain Jane Co. These are from Quilt with Miss Kate. She's out of Austin, Texas. I want to say they're out of Kentucky or Kansas. It's one of the two. I can't remember. But anyways, I thought these were really cute. They're double-sided. And then I also got this one that says, life is too short to sew with bad fabric. No regrets on the back. Very cute. Very pink. Cute. And Kate always writes you a little thank you quilt bestie card. Okay, I also got a couple of new stickers because these were they were really funny. So this one is like a little girl vibing out, and she says, on my way to stir up some shit with a giant spoon. Kind of funny. And then this one is Dorothy with Toto and Alice with the rabbit. And they said, I've seen some weird shit. Facts. And then this one was super cute. It says, fuck you, I won't do what you told me to. Had to have. Okay. But I also got fabric. So, Plain Jane also bundles theirs like this. But this is some new fabric that just came out. Also, and I don't remember who this is by. Okay, this is called Poolside Perfection by Chrissy Mast from Cloud9 Fabrics. They are a little bit pricier, but Cloud9 is all organic cotton. But super, super cute. Two of the prints, I got a yard of, okay, I want to make a big, this I do know what I'm going to do. I want to make one of my tote bags out of it. And I thought, I want to make out of 3 of the prints. I think it'd be really a fun summer tote. So we have the cats poolside in all their little hats and pearls, like little 50s ladies sitting by the pool. And then you have the little glam cats in the pool. It's so freaking cute. And then to be like the bag lining and stuff, I got these guys. Super cute. Very cute. I don't know. I'm thinking a tote because I use my totes a lot, but like it doesn't have to be a tote, but some kind of summery bag with these guys I think would be really fun. Yeah, my little poolside cats. This is a part of the same collection, but it's a very different vibe, especially unless this is poolside perfection. So, but it's cats next to books. And so let me just read you the cat books on here. The Whiskers of Oz, Cat in the Rye, Northern Tabby, Gone with the Whiskers, The Great Gatsby, Persuasion, The Canterbury Tales, A Tale of Two Cats, Paw Turpan, Alice in Whiskerland, can almost not read that one. I know that it's Three Musketeers, but the Bird and the Whiskers. I don't know. Tomcat Sawyer, Pride and Prejudice, Little Mouse on the Prairie, Romeo and Juliet, Harry Clotter. Anyways, it's cats reading, and they're wearing little glasses. They look like little librarians hanging out with all their books. Oh, there's more. No, that's those same ones. But anyways, so there's like 3 different stacks of book names. It was really cute. So I was like, oh, I've got to make something with this. So I got some of that as well. And you can tell a difference in the quality of like the organic cotton. You can. It's very soft. It's very nice. It's not that much more expensive. It's a little bit more expensive. So anyways, picked those up to make like bags for the season. Okay. Let's stick with a sewing theme. So I got to working back on my temperature quilt. Now I'm officially now on row 3. So I had row 1 done, and I had the first block of row 2 done. So these 2 stacks now go through February 3rd, and February's tree is in here as well. So just a reminder, trees are the monthly marker, and they're going to go across in a row. So my quilt is going to be 18 columns by 21 rows, and that will be the whole year of 2026. So monthly marker is a tree, and the tree background is a ruby starry, like white on white, but this glows in the dark, so that should be a little pop of fun. If there is a fabric in the door, then something exciting happened that day. This is New Year's, so it's like party hats. And then I'm also recording the precipitation with Ruby Star fabric. So we have the suns for sunny days. We have rain clouds and rain for rainy days. The suns came from Hello June, I think was the name of the line. And then the rain clouds came from water. And then the 2 days that it kind of snowed / was icy, we have the Ruby Star snowflakes from Winter Glow. So I've been finding these fabrics for the precipitation for like almost 2 years. Okay, so something fun is in the door, then something happened that day, And then if something is in the window, then it's a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday. So I'm through February. Well, I have 2 full rows done, but I am through February 8th. So making my way, trying to get caught up. I think April, I want to say like April, let me see. To be completely caught up at this point with like all my rows, at this point, it makes sense to get to April 14th. April 14th will be the end of the 6th row. Because my quilt is going to be 21 rows long, it's probably going to be every 7 rows. I have to peel all of these papers. So I have to peel the first 2, put them together, peel the 3rd one, add it on, so on, so on, so on, and then add the rows together. To make it more manageable, I'm not going to get past row 7 and keep adding on. I will probably break the quilt up into 3 rows of 7. And so we'll have the first chunk. I'll put all of these together, and then we'll get to the second chunk. I'll put all those together, attach 1 and 2 section, and then do the last, put all those together, and then add it on. That's what will be the most manageable for adding them. But let me show you how I like prep these. So I print out a ton of my houses in the size that I need. And I go through and I write down the date and the day of the week. The day of the week is important because then I know, is it a weekend? Is it a weekend? Is it, to do the window. So I write that down because then I know, oh, do I do a window or do I not do a window? And then if something happened on the day, let me find the 17th. Okay. So March 17th, it was St. Patrick's Day. So in the door, I make a little note so that way whenever I get to this one, I go, oh yeah, I need to fill the door with like a fabric with a leprechaun on it, or rainbows, or 4-leaf clovers, or whatever I want to fill it with, right? So I go through, I put the date, I put the day of the week. If something needs to be represented in the door, like like an exciting thing. So like birthdays, trips, holidays, I'm going to put, I have some like computer print fabric that I'm going to put in the doors of the weekend that I worked for the big go live day. Because that was a huge deal. I mean, I was the lead of a 1.5 year long, very big project. So would signify that. My trip to the Fort Worth stockyards where I injured myself. The day of the stockyards, probably going to pick a longhorn fabric. The next day we did the bunny rescue, so I can do bunny rabbits for the next day. The day, the Friday 13th that I got my Snoopy tattoo, I can put Snoopy in the door. Valentine's Day, hearts, you get what I'm saying. All right, so we make notes in the door. Then I put the high for the day in the roof because that is the high. And then in the start of the house, I put the low. And then I put the precipitation. So if it was sunny or if it rained. We haven't had a whole lot of that. We need some more of it. Oh my gosh. We really haven't had a whole lot of rain. Okay, and then I have my trees. I know we had some. Oh, here we go. Sun, rain. I went to an antique show both of those days, out at the fairgrounds. So, marking. Oh, I put them together backwards. No. All right. I'll have to double check that I put these back in the right order. I think I did. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I go through, I print out a chunk, I make notes on all of them, and then I cut up and put in order the blocks that I need for a row. And so I have a stack. I have my stack of row 3, and I do a house at a time. And as I complete a house, I stick it on it. And once my whole row is done, and that means even if I need a tree, I stick the tree in where it goes. And so I do them in sets of 18 basically. So we're on Thursday the 9th. I don't think I'm going to get caught up by the 14th of April, but I'm hoping by the weekend of the 18th and 19th I can be caught up. And then I'm going to go back to my original plan before like the project and all the things kind of like took over. I'm going to go back to my original plan of, because then the next row will end May 1st. So that weekend of May 1st, so starting Saturday, May 2nd, or I guess I could start on Friday. I would do the April 15th through May 1st, and I would get a whole row done at one time. So that's like the plan going forward of how I'm going to keep up with it. All right. Let me talk to you about cross stitch for a second, and then I'll talk to you about the book, because this book is so cool and I really want to talk about Monday. So Corgi Caboodle. All right, I've been saying the wrong color of fabric this whole time. I've been saying this is moss. I found the bigger chunk and I looked at the name. It's conifer. It's still Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana, and they have a color called moss. That's why I kept on getting it confused. But this is conifer. My bad. But this is how far I got. So I still need to fill her in. But that's like mindless stitching. So, I'm trying to get the white finished in his little chest, and then I can like do his little feet and his face. And then I want to outline his body. Like I want to go ahead and do his like body outline, so that way I can have more mindless stitching. Once I have his outline done, all right, so I'm going to finish the white. Once I have his outline finished, then I can save that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to finish all of the little flowers around him and in the grass. Any of the little vines. So there's not very many. There would be like this. I think it's just that one. Yeah. So once I get his body outlined, I'll finish the white of his little feet, his face. I'll do the vine, finish all the little flowers that I'm finishing, or have to finish. And then I'll stitch the top of the top and the sides of the grass. And then I will know that the rest of the outline, I'll know where to go, because it butts up to the bottom of the grass. So I'll know how far to go down. I'll know how far to go over. So at that point, I will no longer need a pattern. At that point, I won't need a pattern anymore, and I'll need his body color, her body color, and the grass. So, and then I can just mindly like stitch, right? Because I'm just filling in a chunk. So that's where I'm at with this. I absolutely love it. I'm trying to get this done to send to my uncle and his wife. I really, really love it. Conifer. So I'm sorry I've been calling it moss. But they do have a Moss. If you've ever seen the IT Crowd, one of the best characters is Moss. But yeah, because it'd be really nice to be able to like mindlessly finish this one. Okay, I started one. I talked about starting this on Sunday, and I started it on Sunday. Which first I got a little gift Monday at the guild meeting. My friend Linda brought she had bought these for a retreat that it's not like she hosts it. The same people go and do the retreat every year, and it's by invite only. And I have been invited, but I've been invited with not enough time to save up the money for it. So I have an envelope, and I'm hoping next year I can go, because it's always towards the beginning of the year. So anyways, they make like little goodie bags for each other or whatever. And this was in hers, and she had extras, so she gave me one. But it's a snap bracelet. I love this thing. Anyways, it's in this because I had this on Monday with me. But I started Upon My Heart by Plum Street Sampler. I absolutely love this. I've kind of gone to town on it. I worked on it Sunday, Monday at my guild meeting, yesterday, and today on my lunch break. And that's it. So really, I've put a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 to 6 hours. Maybe 5 to 6 hours, somewhere in there. 5 to 6, or 4.5 to 6 is probably a better assessment. But this is where I'm at. And I thought my Corgi Caboodle hoop was really small. I don't know why I thought that was 4 inches. That's a 2-inch hoop. This is my 4-inch hoop. So this is how far I am. I got all the words done. So I have all the words done. I've started the roof, but then I kind of just got bored of doing the gray, because aside from this little dove, which I outlined where his tail goes, it's just solid fill-in. So I can mindlessly do that later. So I kind of got bored. So I finished one word. I finished my last word today on my lunch break, and I started the house. So I don't know, the name took me about 10 minutes. So I got about 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes on the house. It's a big house for a very small pattern. And I may or may not, okay, the border, I'm cutting it very close. So this will probably be a flat fold, or I will put it in a frame that I frame myself. Because if I do the border, I think I'm left on this side, I'm left with like the width of my finger. And then on this side, I'm left about this much. So like a partial width of finger. I'm very close to the edge. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. I'll either do it or I won't do it. I do want to do it. It is a very pretty border. It's a very pretty border. I mean, that is pretty. But it's like 16 stitches wide. I'm running out of room. But I counted. I counted it yesterday, and I have just enough. And if I frame it myself, or if I put it on a sticky board to do a flat frame, it will fit. It will work. It will work. It's cutting it close for most people, but they don't have to deal with it, do they? No. So it's okay. It is okay. I knew that that was probably going to happen, so it's fine. Okay. I knew that I was going to be cutting it really close. I thought I would have a little bit more wiggle room, but it's going to be okay. All right. So I'm giving myself the rest of the, oh my gosh. I'm giving myself the rest of the week with this one. And then I am switching back to Corgi Caboodle. I'm hoping that I can get that done next week. I'm hoping that this only takes one more week. I'm hoping. And then I'm going to start my new Brenda Gervais. The sampler. So I'm stitching this with my friend, and she made me this bag too, like years ago. But I'm stitching this with one of my friends, and then I'm going to start the Brenda Gervais with one of my friends who wants to be crazy and possibly stitch it over one, which it would be really cute over one. I'm not going to lie. I need to double check though that it doesn't already have any over one, because this one does. Because I thought about doing this one over one, but this one has over one in it. So then I couldn't do it. So I need to double check the Brenda Gervais one. And if it doesn't have any over one, I may join her on that venture. Because it would be really cute over one. I'm just saying. Anyways. Okay. This book. My quote guild was Monday. Teresa Wong, this was her 4th year, I think. I'm pretty sure. This is her 4th year in a row to come and talk. Maybe not in a row. She might have skipped a year. It might have been 2021, 2023, 2024, 2024. No. Maybe she skipped 2 years. I don't know. Anyways, Teresa Wong, this was her 4th time coming. 4th. And she was actually supposed to do a lecture over Mexican red dyed quilts, which are absolutely stunning. But she wasn't enjoying the lecture as much, and it wasn't getting as much of a response as some of her others. So she wrote me in December and asked if she could switch it to her newest lecture because it would be ready by the time she came, including the book, to kawaii applique quilts from Japan. And maybe she asked me in November, and I said, I need to ask at the board meeting, but as soon as I know, I will let you know. And they said yes. I was already excited for it. I love kawaii things. I did not know as much about, I've seen the kawaii quilts. They're absolutely stunning. They're so tiny and so intricate, but I didn't understand to the degree until this lecture. And I have the lecture and more in this book. And you can get this book from her website, Teresa Gervais Wong, or Amazon. She wrote it in conjunction with Naomi, which, if you want to see what her and Naomi look like, that is Teresa with Naomi. There are projects in here that you can do. They're tiny. They're insane. I'm tempted. I now want to make at least one super tiny thing. It was so inspiring. Even if you don't, I will show you some pictures. Even if you don't ever make anything out of this, if you are into this kind of thing, kawaii, Japanese history, like teeters kind of like the line of like anime, manga, like all those kinds of things, you need this book. If anything, as a coffee table book, as an inspiration book. Not only for quilting, but embroidery. I mean, cross stitch is a form of embroidery, but guys, these techniques, and she signed it. So there's a whole history in here. History of the little, like, history of kawaii, like how it got started, why it got started. That's like a whole like economic thing in Japan, which is amazing. And it's kind of just been like taken over the last like 20 to 15 years, especially in the last 10 to 15. It's kind of taken on a new meaning, but the original meaning of kawaii goes back to like the 1600s. With these little dolls too. It's in the Edo period over there. Absolutely crazy. Like, these are tiny little balls that are decorated, and that's a finger. To give you an example of size, a lot of these designs, like, here's a size example, and it's 3D. These little tiny yo-yos are less than a half an inch, or they're right at a half an inch. Like, you can read the lettering. Like, you can read that says milk. It's a 1/4 of an inch tall. It's fascinating. The amount of skill they train for this. They go to specialty school for this. They're not supposed to make money from it. This is in centimeters. Look at how tiny these people are. But look at the detail. These little girls, there's a pattern in the back on how to make them. They're less than 3 inches tall. It's insane. Here's a little like manga kind of inspired one. I love him. It's so funny. But she goes into some different famous kawaii quilters, their background, how they studied, their methods, their like style. You would look at this and think this is like a bed-size quilt. No. Well, this one is kind of big. This one's 74 by 59. But let me find the teddy bears, because it's 18 by 18. And each individual block is 4 inches. Oh, okay. This one is 52 by 55, but it's Halloween themed. And she has little tiny things dangling from it. Here's an up close. Like, that is embroidered with little needle turned pieces of fabric. And because the seams are so, because they're so tiny, the seams puff everything up, so everything looks 3D. It's crazy. Look at the little ducks. And then you have Quiltception, because all these people are at a quilt gallery. And look at the tiny, tiny yo-yos. They're literal art quilts. Okay, this one Each of these blocks is 4x4. Look how tiny. So much detail. These are tiny 1/2-inch yo-yos inside of braid, like rope. And they all like tell a story. Like, this is all about like this designer's family. It's absolutely, it's stunning, honestly. All of these ladies are 3 inches tall. There's a ton of them. This one's big. This one's the full quilt. And their hair are all French knots with single strand DMC floss. Single strand. Like I said, there's projects in the back. Oh, this one's really fun. This artist makes miniatures. She got bored just making quilts, so she started making tiny rooms. Tiny rooms with tiny quilts. So she made the little tea cozy, she made the tablecloth, she made the tiny outfit, she made the mini Baltimore quilt, this tiny outfit, this tiny quilt. And they do it all by hand. They don't use machines. They do all of this by hand. Here's the Baltimore album quilt. So all of the fabric is sewn together, and then all of this embroidery is done by hand. This tiny Dresden plate for the tea cozy, tea kettle cozy. These super tiny yo-yos. These are even tiny. Those are like 1/4 of an inch. Tiny kimonos. It's incredible. Incredible. And then yeah, there's projects in the back. I saw this in person and it goes a little bit past my thumb, like to here, but height wise, I don't know, it was about like this. It's so incredibly tiny, but it's so detailed. It's insane. Anyways, if you're looking for some inspiration, I mean, this is how small the pieces are to make it. That. If you're looking for some inspiration, yeah. If you want to learn some history about kawaii applique quilts and you want some inspiration on like fun and storytelling and just unique ways to just do something else with your craft. I mean, you don't have to do it super tiny scale, but this book will inspire you creatively, all the ways. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this. Amazon or on Teresa's website. So anyways, I had to share this with you guys, but that is it for this video. I shared enough. No, but I'm really wanting to get as much progress as I can on this. Then we're going to go back to this guy. Then I'm going to start the Brenda Gervais. And I still have my snorkeling cat, but I haven't worked on him this week. And yeah, I'm just working. I want to get my houses caught up. And then once my houses are caught up, I can start tackling some of the other projects that are like close to being done or not close to being done, but I want them done. And then hopefully I can stay up to date with the temperature quilt. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed that. Found some new like treasures and goodies and places that you can get some of that stuff. got a little inspired with the Kawaii applique quilt book. But I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, you guys.